All right. So what brings you to Columbia?
Well, what brought me to Columbia?
Well, yeah.
My work brought me here. I'm a naturopath wellness counselor, and I have been for a little over 20 years now. And I came here because a company here wanted to have a health component to their annual conference for their employees. So I put together a panel of holistic health professionals and kind of did that, and I kind of like Columbia. It's not too big and it's not too small, and so I ended up staying.
Great. You know, the thing about Columbia is a lot of people move to bigger cities, they get a taste of that, and they come right back. Because you do get the best of medium big city and small city combined in one is the best way I put for Columbia.
Definitely.
So you pretty much already answered my question, but 20 years into it, where do you see yourself in the future in this particular field?
Well, right now, not by choice, but I'm a restaurateur. I have a raw vegan deli. It is a wellness ministry. Supreme Love and Light, Naturopath Ministry of Health is a wellness ministry. And we gave birth to Rawtopian Bliss, and that has just totally flipped my world upside down for the past 3 years. It's a wonderful thing, but it's a lot of work, and I never wanted to open up a restaurant because I don't want to live my life in the kitchen. And so, whereas originally my work was primarily coaching people through detoxes and cleanses and body rebalancing, and doing talks and lectures on the benefits of vegetarianism, the raw vegan lifestyle, and just natural living. Now I'm a chef and I'm in the kitchen, and I'm about to do what somebody said earlier today and pass the torch to some of my babies.
I got you. Well, now that you are in the kitchen, I'm a man on the go, so first I have to know where's your restaurant located in Columbia?
We are on Two Notch Road, Rawtopian Bliss. We are referred to as the hidden gem because we don't advertise and we don't have all this big signage and stuff, mostly because I do not want to line out the door to have to be hopping around in the kitchen to cater to. So, but we're right at 8502 Two Notch Road in the same Diamond Point Shopping Center as Tiffany's Bakery, and our entrance is on the rear side of the building, and we're like a little heavenly paradise back there.
Nice. So, things on your menu, briefly tell.
Well, my concept is that because being raised in the South and knowing and understand how the mindset as it relates to food is totally meat-based, my goal has been to create familiar comfort-style foods and dishes, but in a raw vegan format. And I just have been, my mind has just been getting blown with the fact that the creators put these creativities in me where I can just create these things, and that just everybody, I'm just as shocked as everybody else. So, but I love it. I love creating. To me, food is art for me, and it's also this great nutritional thing too. That's the side benefit of it to me.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Well, fast food, everybody say, is definitely the devil, and I know one of the things about eating vegan and eating raw foods, that food not only tastes great, but it also gives you a great energy. So, what defines slow foods?
Slow food is fresh food. Food that you have to kind of wait for the preparation process. Food that is organically grown as opposed to processed and chemicalized and artificial colors and preservatives and all that stuff made in a factory somewhere. Slow food means that you eat when the food is in season, when the food is ripe. It's organic. I buy locally grown. I shop at all the health food stores. And the bottom line is that what is really worth having is worth waiting for when you understand that. So my goal at Rawtopian Bliss is to create community for people who want to eat healthier. And our client base is not all just vegans. I love the meat eaters that come in because they love our food too. And that's the cool part. We do pizzas, we do lasagna, we do spaghetti with Italian sausages. We do a seafood celebration patty that if you look at it and taste it, texture and all that, it tastes just like a piece of fried fish. We do burgers. We do brownies, raisin cookies, we do kale chips, we do ice creams. Yeah, so we're not missing a thing in the raw vegan world.
Interesting, that's very, well, you know, I've always heard that they say even for the meat eaters, it's good to go vegetarian if you're not going vegan at least once a week. So it's very great, I mean, interesting that you serve up so many different dishes. So, next question I have, at least about the foods. What is a type of food, or maybe 2 or 3 kinds of foods that give you great energy for the day?
Well, we do a thing, I do personally, it's not really on our menu, it used to be, but we do a salad called a Pharaoh salad. It's parsley based. And parsley has always been kind of treated like a garnish, but it's really one of the most nutritionally dense vegetations from the earth that you can find. And as a matter of fact, the juice itself of parsley is the equivalent to our blood exactly, except it's off by one chemical compound, and that is magnesium, is what makes parsley green, whereas iron is what makes our blood red. So that Pharaoh salad, we do a lot of green juicing, even though, you know, people are so into the smoothies because they want it to look healthy, but they want it to be nice and sweet.
Yep.
And I'm like, I don't do smoothies. We don't do that here. We do the real thing. Juicing is going to give you the real energy, the pure nutrition that's going to go immediately into your bloodstream. It's going to help cut out of the food cravings, the food addictions, and just re-nutritionalize your blood.
I noticed that a lot of the fruits that you can eat contain a lot of sugar. So are there a certain kind of fruit that is better for you, or maybe some that stay away that doesn't have a lot of sugar? Is there a catch to that?
If you want to know whether something is good or not good for you, you ask who made it. Did God make it or did man make it? Okay. So when it comes to fruit or anything, any of the natural vegetation that comes from the earth, it is all good for us. And I wouldn't say necessarily that anything is so much better than the other. Things do different things. So there's no such thing as a better than, in my opinion. But so fruit is like candies from heaven. And everybody should be eating it. And fruits are very cleansing for the body, whereas vegetation, the vegetables are more like cellular building and cellular repair. Mm-hmm. So you want to, I put my clients on a natural daily discipline that allows their body to naturally detox itself and naturally rebalance itself. And breakfast is always going to be fresh fruit, and one fruit at a time. Not that canned fruit and frozen fruit and cups in the fruit. No, none of that. Fresh whole fruit that comes straight from the store or from the garden. And that's something else that I'm in my future plans. I'm going to be creating a retreat center at my property in Lancaster, South Carolina, and I'm going to, I right now do work with several local growers. One of them is in the room. There he is. I used to buy a lot of his organic vegetables and fresh basil. We make a really awesome basil lemonade over at Rawtopian Bliss.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Yes.
One thing I really commend you is really you are buying vegetables and things for your business from the community and really giving it back to the people. That's a major plus. When you have your clients and they're going through the detox process or they're going through the diet process, what's normally the time frame that you give an average client?
I encourage all of my clients to do a 90-day, primarily because nowadays, thank goodness, more people are coming into the understanding that and if I want to be well and balanced, I need to correct my diet. Now, I do coach people through 30 days, but 30 days is really just a kickstarter. It's just something that's going to get rid of most of the congestion that's going on in the body, but it's not going to go that deep. So I encourage people to do a 90-day detox, If you want to mentally start with 30 days, because a lot of times that can be a little bit overwhelming to our minds, and that's really the area where people struggle the most. They have junk in their head about what they think the raw vegan lifestyle is all about, what raw vegan food tastes like, and I don't want to let go of all that dead stuff that's congesting me and got me overweight. They don't want to let go. The taste buds love it, the tongue loves it, but the body hates it, and people are miserable and unhappy because they're out of balance. So I get my folks, and if they go with the program that I have them on, their body can rebalance from high blood pressure, diabetes even. You can eradicate diabetes in under 30 days.
Wow.
You have to stick to the discipline, but you can do it, which is why I'm building a retreat center, and then I'm going to be turning my restaurant over to the young people.
Nice.
Yes.
Very, very, very nice. I guess one last question. Well, actually two. One of the things, it's very interesting to hear about your retreat, your restaurant, how you got into the business. Outside of that bubble, what brings you peace? What are the things you like to do?
Oh wow, that's a good question, because honestly, in my world right now, honestly, I'm a meditator, and meditation is really what brings me peace. With all the chaos that's going on in the world, with all even the heaviness of my life and my work, because my life is totally devoted to service. And I was having a conversation with one of my sister friends last night, and I was saying, yeah, I don't get to go on cruises, I don't get to go dancing, I just serve everybody. And every now and then I want to go and sit down and have somebody serve me. I'm not a restaurant eater too much, because I do need to be served from time to time, I will do that. And it's not, I do have a handful of places that I will go and eat from, but meditation is my sanctuary. Every morning, every night, without fail, is what I do. I sun gaze, I do earthing, I stand on the earth and I just make my prayers in the morning, and I give my thanks, and I speak to my angels and my guides, because that is my peace. That's what engulfs me in my peace throughout the day, because the world is crazy.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, one more thing, and we'll get into it if I have any questions. For me personally, I work a night job currently. I work from 4 to midnight, so by the time like 2 or 3 in the morning, that's like normally I'm up. But that would, I was wondering, having that kind of lifestyle, working late at nights, is there a particular time that's dangerous to eat? Because normally I might get up about 10 in the morning. That's like a normal day for me.
Yeah, that is a very hard thing. People who work through the night when we're supposed to be sleeping, when our melatonin is supposed to be recharging, when our body is naturally supposed to be rebalancing itself, but we're up, doing whatever we're doing in our work. And that's really hard. It's very hard as well on our digestive system, eating late at night, because we are sun people and our body works with the cycles of the sun. And so when the sun is at high noon, the 12 to 3 time, that's when we should be eating our heaviest meal. But if you work night and you're sleeping during the day, there's really a lot of imbalances going on. You probably need to go and see the acupuncturist.
Gotcha. All right. Does anybody have any questions?
I always gotta have a question. I know this might sound silly, but how do you feel about chips? I really like chips. I don't have any food vices per se, but I really like chips. When people say, oh, you eat too many chips, why do you feel about chips?
Well, first thing I feel about chips is that we have to understand that we have addictions to textures and tastes. And there's an emotional counterpart to everything that we are drawn to, like so salty and crunchy. Salty, when we crave salty, is because we have anger issues. When we crave sugar, it's because we want more love. When we crave things that are soft and cushy and this like custards and pudding, is because we need more comforting and more nurturing. So chips really represent the fact that, and by the way, black people eat more chips than any other people on the planet. And it's because we're angry and we're prone to violence if we don't do something. So we better crunch on this chip.
I'm gonna
So